Listen, I don't know about you, but I started a business so I could do this. Travel, be with friends, be with family, create memories. I didn't do it to sit at the computer all day. I didn't do it so that I could just be in countless emails and Zoom meetings. I did it to create opportunities for myself and opportunities for others. So listen, if that's something that interests you, enjoying time with your friends, being out and about, definitely drop by Erica Williams Classy Climb blog. Check out the YouTube channel. We've got over 2,000 videos of free information that's actually changed people's lives. People actually post their new jobs, their new careers, their new businesses all the time over at the channel. Hello. Let me know if you guys can hear me and see me. Drop a 1 in your comments. What's good, everybody? Welcome. It's a lunch break. I just wanted to show you again, it's in the chat, land grab course if you need it. We'll go over some things in there today. And then also Middleman to Millions class. Again, if you're in school groups, we have a training in the Middleman to Millions school group today on advertising. And tomorrow we have one on Digital Liberty Warriors. So you've been notified. It's also in the comments. All right, let's get into this show. You see the title is Next Level Up, NIL, newest batch of white collar and business owners. Why am I talking about this today? I've been living this the past 2 weeks. I've been living this most of my life, but what I've noticed is we're on a who's next. I don't know if you remember that song. It's like, who's next? It was a meme that was going crazy. But I want you to understand, I end up talking to a family who their son plays basketball at it's not even a big college, y'all. And he's getting $400,000 each year, which you do the math over 4 years, that's $1.6 million. Now we're trying to ask the people, what are you talking to the boy about? How are you advising him? How are you telling him to invest his money? We just tell him to save it. He got a car, mama got a car, grandpa got a car. Grandpa got a pickup truck, but let me keep it pushing. What I want to tell you about that is what you have to understand is these older folks sometimes don't have the answer for you. Just save it, save your money, just keep saving it. And we're living in an economy in a time now since 2017, but really since 2009, investments matter. And the reason the middle class were so hurt during the 2009 house, it wasn't just housing, it was stocks, right? And there was something I was trying to share with you. I don't know if I can still pull it up, but essentially it was showing where, all these companies were paying, the higher you got up, it was like, instead of paying you 120,000, 150,000, what you were most likely worth, they were getting away with like, hey, we're gonna do all these stock options. Look at all these stock options we're giving you. Aren't you grateful for all these stock options? And what folks didn't understand is when the stock market crashed as well as housing, these people really never recovered, right? They never recovered because they never took money off the table. Now I know there's something Diamond Dave talks about, like get some money off the table, take some money out of it. A lot of these people were sitting there with, I remember the story, and I've told y'all this a million times when I worked at Lowe's. There was as the stock kept growing and growing and growing, it was a guy always bragging that he had $3 million in stock options. He had all these stock options. Ooh, baby, he couldn't wait to retire. And people kind of were like, man, that's a lot of stock in Lowe's. Of course, Lowe's cuts the stock. And now he's down to 1 million. Now, at any time, he could have took some money off the table. You weren't gonna live on Lowe's dividends. Lowe's ain't got no dividend like that. It ain't strong like that. Common sense would say, I'm up 3 million. Let me pull 500,000 out the game. Just put it off to the side somewhere. Now you're gonna say, well, Erica, damn, where are you going with this story? You're talking about Lowe's, you're talking about this kid that's playing basketball. The key here is I'm just wanting you guys to understand the puck has moved. All right. And this young boy playing basketball, I don't know what they think I'm gonna be able to tell him. He may listen to me, but he probably online listening to the noise of online when he's not playing basketball or practicing. And it's not a big school. I want y'all to understand. And in my opinion, I was like, he needs to be inside the financial department, inside microeconomics department. He needs to be rubbing elbows daily with financial people, because every year what I'm seeing when he gets his 400,000, he done bought cars for the mama, the grandpa, and him. Now, what else is left? Right there, I told y'all there was a 24-year-old man online talking about, I done did the trips, I done did the cars. What's next? And people in the comments were joking like, you need to start a family. He's 24. Not that saying that he can't start a family, and there's a lot of people who have, but he's in accumulation phase of like, let me get stuff. And I want you to understand that the next up is happening. It's right now. This great wealth transfer they're talking about, and all these guys are talking about buying businesses. Um, it's happening right now. And I don't know how else to explain to y'all in a great deal. This isn't just commentary. This is just data. Now I'm gonna show y'all this right here, and I'm gonna give my commentary. You're gonna be like, that's anecdotal, but I'm gonna give it to you. So Markwell, love him, brought him on the channel. If you actually seen Rod 20% class, you saw some of our old classes. He talked in several of those. He's even did an interview on the channel. Again, this channel's been on a long time, so you may not find everybody we've ever brought on, but I'll just say this. 94% of Black business owners don't have any employees. And I don't want y'all to be like, oh, see, Black business. I'm going to just tell y'all, 94% of Black business owners don't have any employees. 3.5 to 3.7 million businesses, right? And that's 11% of all businesses in the United States, of course, because we're at 33 million businesses in America at this point. Are Black owned. 1% of the business revenue is from Black owned companies. My only question is, what is all this business funding I see promoted on social media being used for? Now I'm gonna tell you right now. Please tell me what y'all think all this business funding on social media is used for. And I'm gonna tell you a couple answers, okay? In my opinion, a couple answers in my opinion. I was in a mastermind with 37 or 42, I can't remember the exact number at this point in time, white, and then it was like me and a few other like one-offs, one other Black dude. It was like two other Black dudes in there. And I told you about one of the Black dudes. He's been on the internet, you know, they've talked bad about him. There's been 4 or 5 others, but mostly white and from out of the country, white people were in this mastermind. All these guys were getting 100,000 to 300,000 in funding because they had multiple LLCs. They didn't know what to do with it. So the group was advocating for them to do this, get training, go learn. A lot of them did ticket resale. Some did, if I'm not mistaken, Airbnb, like a wide range of diverse activities. But because they had capital, they could do it. Now I saw maybe half these guys 5 years later, very robust accounts, very wealthy. At the time, the group was talking about, oh my God, the PPP, what should we do? And they put the money, you know, so again, pay attention to what I said. It's a bunch of white dudes. They did not know what to do with the funding, business funding. They had to be advocated and talked to. On top of that, the PPP came around. They had multiple LLCs. They were the only business employee. Them and some VAs. They got 150,000 to 300,000 in PPP loan money. 2 of them got like $500,000 in PPP loan money. Not once, but twice. So now, years later, these same guys have a lot of rentals, have other investments. They're just moving capital around. When you're dealing with a group of people who don't even have capital, on average, not always, on average, you're talking to new money what they should be doing. Right now, all they know is, you see the business funding? I better get that 50,000 to 100,000 in business funding. Most of these people, again, there you go, Ray Gunn, perfect answer. What are they doing with it? Cars, vacation, home improvements, right? Like the average, if I could give y'all a sneak peek in some of this stuff, these groups I've been in, the average of these like Black YouTubers and Instagrammers who made like a lump sum, like $1 million or 2 million. There's a lot of them made 10 million, 5 million. They paid a lot of taxes because they were new. Okay. Me included, lots of taxes, paid a lot of taxes. I'm talking about, I paid 10 teacher salaries in taxes. Okay. In 1 year at a time. It was awful. I threw up every day. Like, oh, this is terrible. But also we made investment choices. Okay. And so a lot of these people are like, oh, see, all these gurus went away. Some of these people are sitting in their house in Dallas chilling. Some of these people sitting in their house in Houston chilling. Some of these people sitting in their houses in Florida with a pool in the back chilling on their next move. There was a guy in Chicago that was running for alderman, and people were like, he's a conflict of interest. Him and his wife are wealthy middle-class Black people. His wife has 11 rental properties all on Section 8. And people are like, this is a conflict of interest. But this is the people you don't really want to hear from, right? Y'all keep saying Black businesses, these guys being online and being goofy. But when the people with real money or real investments, I've told y'all, you own 3 properties in America, you're in the 1% of America. So that Black alderman that you think is just like you, he's just like me. He's not. His wife owns 11 rental property. Let's just say, and just for the sake of argument, because it's Chicago, let's say every one of those rental properties pays her $2,000 a month times 11. You do the math. And that's monthly, reoccurring. right? There are several people who watch the Classic Climb right now. There are 2 or 3 people who own 10 group homes, millions of dollars coming in a year, right? We don't highlight those people, right? There's 2 ladies I know right now with 2 daycares in Georgia, northern Georgia, and they make over $1 million a year, gross, not net, of course. And so, what I want y'all to understand is the who's next is here. The next up is here. When people are like, who's getting all this business funding? There are all kind of people who are not knowledgeable about credit or anything. I was at an event and this guy had paid $7,000 to be there. I had to, and he was like, I don't even know anything about credit. Now I looked at this brother like, you could have went online. There's like 1 million black people talking about credit. Why did you skip all those people and pay $7,000 to be here and you don't know anything? Because he wanted to be in the next up crowd. Who's next crowd? That's what he wanted to be in. Same with this NLI money. These young brothers that are getting NLI money, their family needs to be intimately, I'm trying to say that nice way. They need to be friendly as possible to financial advisors, and just basic financial education. Just basic financial education, okay? Past getting mama a car, past getting mama a house, just basic financial education. There you go, Sherry. That's the perfect answer. He paid for proximity. Because there were 2 guys in the room. They were there. They didn't even know what they wanted to do. And now I saw that brother years later online in 2020, 2021, selling, him and his friend do options tradings. And they're Africans. If you can pick up the context clues, you can. You might know who I'm talking about. You may not. And people, they were spending 20, 30, 40 grand a month in Facebook advertising and getting thousands of dollars back to people in these classes with them. And I was like, just a year and a half ago, I was at an event with you. You didn't know what you want to do. But he was able to take the business funding and have the creativity with his friends to run the play, and whatever play you want to call that, right? Run the play. He was able to do it with that business funding. So really what happens is a lot of this business funding is just active cash. Okay. When we're talking about next up, I want you to think Monopoly. A lot of these guys need an active business. So they come on Facebook, they come on Instagram, they're posting every day. Hey, join our community courses, mastermind, event. These are active businesses. I know they're like, no, this is a grift. There's nothing grifting about this. The average person has no clue about financial literacy. So if I come to you and say, hey, do you want to learn how to get $50,000 to $100,000 in business funding? We already have a funding class but I put out years ago, and we keep promoting here and there. More new people sign up. Great. I want you to learn as much as possible. We literally have the people inside the class saying, hey, I got 30,000 at PNC, Erica. Thanks for the recommendation. I went over here and did it like you said. These are simple things. You just may not know a piece of the step. And so when people say, well, why are these people, what are they doing with this business funding? Just getting on board, just getting level with your counterparts who are out here with lots of credit and housing, and paying for their kids to go to colleges that you can't, paying for their kids to get in rooms that you can't. That's what all this business funding is happening. Now, let me go ahead over to this. I'm going to show you another example. This right here is Harry Belafonte. And this is why I keep telling y'all about, no one can tell me ownership doesn't matter, owning your place doesn't matter, because that's silly. Okay, so he had a 2012 memoir. He was talking about, he was famous, but in the 1950s, he was just another black man. 1958, he had sold millions of records and he started films, yet no Manhattan landlord would rent to him. He sent his white publicist to secure an apartment, but once the owner learned it was a Negro tenant, he demanded Harry to leave. Harry refused. He had signed a 1-year lease. So he plotted and won. He created 3 dummy companies and hid his identity, bid against each other to buy the building. He sold units to his black friends, including Lena Horne, who secured a penthouse. Now you're going to say, again, the building's owner was Ramos Trujillo, which is Hispanic name, but he was a white Hispanic, right? And so it cost him $2 million to do this whole thing, but it worked like a charm, right? So the Hispanic guy was under great political pressure and looking to liquidate his assets in case he had to flee the country. The money invested quickly returned as other tenants decided to buy their units. The apartment building is located at 300 West N Avenue in New York City. Something our grandparents realized long ago that many of us did not, is ownership buys you a seat at the table. Ownership buys you a conversation. That's right. Harry Belafonte also gave money to MLK, right? This is when people are alert. The most dangerous person to be alert is a wealthy athlete or a wealthy Black singer. Once they become alert, right? And I'm not saying Kanye's alert. I'm not going to do that. I don't want y'all to, I don't want y'all coming for me, okay? Once that person becomes awakened, it's like, oh, this system is quite unfair. And the only way a system works is, and I'm going to give an example of old money, new money. Old money be like, nah, y'all can't come over here. Well, eventually, old money has to start letting some of us come in there so that the place still has value. Keyword, Harvard, Yale, Rice, Columbia, all kind of places. But what's happened is when they haven't let enough people in, you have the South doing what? TCU, SMU. You have Austin, Texas, University of Texas, right? You have these places who are now going to rise up in that place and open doors. And money's going to move with a new set of people. Okay? So this is called next up, right? This is next push up. This is next level up. This is the real level up. This isn't like I'm putting on a dress and faking so I can go find a man. That's not leveling up. Okay? That's a lateral move. That's just you found a man and y'all both make 50K. Great. Awesome. Have a great life. Nothing wrong with that. That is a life. Okay. But this is what's happening in our country wide. Right. So and again, 1950s isn't some, oh God, Erica, that was so far away. 1958, that's so far away. No. You had Black New Yorkers in the 1910s and the 1890s also pulling big moves like this, buying up tons of buildings, Harlem, all this stuff. That's where people realized the power was in the ownership. But at any given moment, next level up means somebody is always coming to either grow with you, your community, or take your community down. I'm telling you this on a personal stance. I'm telling you as a person who goes to these events, and sometimes I'm overlooked because I'm a woman, one, and two, because I'm a brown woman. And so now I've connected. Can't give you all details. If you're in my inner circle, you'll know. We'll talk about it. It's the other minorities that are giving us millions of dollars. If you're in Houston right now, it's the Vietnamese that have been backing many of the Black business builders you see building down there, because the Vietnamese people couldn't get over and donate with the whites. The Indians with the dot have built up stuff all the way out in Prairie View. They've built the largest cricket court ever in Prairie View because they just raised their money because they couldn't get something inside Austin city limits. Okay. Houston city limits. I apologize. So what's happening is next up is like, if you ignore these groups of people long enough, they're just going to move around and they're going to move their money around. So this is what's happening out here on a massive level. And I'm talking about millions of dollars. I'm talking about, if you're in the inner circle, we'll talk more about it. But this is also another example of getting too comfortable. I don't know if y'all saw this with the ICE arrested the guy in national superintendent over Iowa schools. There's actually a lot of Africans, different cultures in Iowa, working in various locations, conveniently the farms and manufacturing. And so long story short, this guy rose through the ranks. He made the school a great school. This is him. I've been joking about him all week, but I'm like, this is not low profile, brother. This ain't low profile. Okay. You're a superintendent of one of the biggest schools in Des Moines, Iowa. Somebody calling ICE on you. Okay. Somebody is digging into how to take you down. And I keep letting y'all know it's hard to fight. Okay. Okay. It is not, if you're one person trying to fight against 20, baby, good luck. You're a superintendent in one of the biggest school districts, most public school districts in Iowa. Iowa don't like Indians and they don't like Black people like that. What are you doing? He was in Baltimore. He was in other places, other cities and states. Brother, what are you doing? Right? You've been in this country illegally for 25 years. What are you doing? But he got his wake-up call. They done arrested him, okay? Now listen. Okay, now listen. Next up, I want to know who the next person they pick for superintendent. because I will guarantee you money, dollar for dollar. There is a coalition of people behind the next superintendent who helped make that call to ICE to get him up out of there. It is hard to fight one against multiple people. Okay. So right now again, part of my inner circle reason I put the inner circle together is like, we need to be 10, 20 people deep fighting into some of these markets to build multiple houses, to build apartments, to do multiple things. Now we're gonna have a blast. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. October 24th through 26th, I'm probably gonna let open like 5 tickets or 10 tickets so y'all can come hang out with us. But it's like and I'll have the link on somewhere out here where y'all can buy a ticket if you want to, if you're in Houston, Texas market. Where we're gonna go to Houston Rockets games. We're gonna have all Saturday as business, but Sunday we're gonna do football, Houston Texans games. But I do that because I want you to understand, like, the people that are rooting for us and working with us are other minority groups, because they can't get up either. They can't get to the next level either. They need a way and an opportunity. Okay. And so I just want you to understand, you're going to work in groups. I don't think y'all understand what's happening right now. The next level up is happening right now as we talk. If someone is not promoting ownership, be aware. Listen, I can't point out people online, but you will notice all of a sudden they're against buying a home. You should be nervous whenever somebody's saying that, oh, the interest rates and the prices and listen, y'all, there's 5,000 mortgage programs. There is a mortgage HELOC boom right now. You talking about people there's the one guy I know right now in Dallas. Everybody's home, don't buy no home, don't buy no home. He bought a home. That neighborhood now went from 800,000 to 1.3 million. And him and his wife getting ready to take out 200,000 in equity. And they're going to put it into 2 rentals in Dallas. That is how it moves. Now, you're not always going to get these giant swings and appreciation, but the places you are is Florida and Texas. Now, somebody's going to say, well, Florida's crashing. Texas is crashing. According to who? According to people who are renting apartments? According to people who work at a job where they make less than $25 an hour? No, don't listen to that person. Ask the people who own stuff. That's how this works. There's always going to be ups and downs and ebbs and flows. But let me read some more of your comments and keep it pushing. Putting on dresses and faking it so I can find a man. You wrong for that. Miss V, I'm telling the truth. There's a lot of women out here who like, girl, it's just hard. I'm like, girl, why don't you go change your degree or change this or go get a trade? Oh, girl. I'm out here looking for a husband. Are you? Are you looking for a husband? Or are you looking for somebody to help you pay these bills? Ain't nothing wrong with it. Just be honest. I think David Williams said the other day in one of his videos is like, some of these people look for people who ain't on shit. They ain't doing nothing. And I tell you all the time, if you ain't on nothing, if you ain't doing nothing in your average life, you just trying to figure out where the next weekend party at, you can always find a man or a woman to get right beside you. When you want to be stuck on stupid, hey, you will always find hundreds of people, right? But what you notice is these people break up when the girl have a baby. Oh, y'all should choose better. No, the girl woke up. She had a baby and realized this bug is a slug. We got to get serious. We got a whole baby here. We got to go get to work. We got to do our jobs. And that's the wake up call, right? He didn't get it. She did. Okay. When you start talking to some of these young men and they're in a group of guys and they actually go get a good office job and cut their hair and dress nice, and all their friends be like, come out, watch the game, hookah, all this stuff. He's like, man, I got a real job. Nothing wrong with UPS, nothing wrong with Amazon, nothing wrong with all of those. But when people start getting into these different positions, they have to move differently. But when you ain't on nothing, you'll find a lot of people to hang out with. I'm just telling y'all real truth, okay? And once these individuals get ownership, they don't sell it. Bingo. I still don't know that guy wasn't found out before now. Honey, listen. Sherry, we all know what's happening. They scanned his background and let it slide. They picked who they want. They're like, do we want Miss Lakeisha, who gonna keep it real in this office and change some things for some of these young Black students? Or do we want Mr. I got braids, but I be talking real slick about Black people? They want him instead of her. Just gonna say that. Exactly. Someone called ICE. Oh, listen, multiple background checks. Multiple. To work in the school system? Man, let me tell you, when you find out somebody in the school system has done anything against children, and you be like, who did the background check? The person who did the checks gets fired. That happened in Dallas. Some coach had been messing with some young girl. The person who did his background check and hired him got fired. They going back and finding somebody. See, on this one, they're conveniently going, I don't know what happened. ICE just came and got him. They're going to check it. they're gonna check it. So the pro-wax who claim that all non-black POC crap on us to impress whites are just capping again. Listen, I'm not gonna go there. Don't you do it, Xantos Clutch. Don't you do it. When you're looking to do nothing, you'll find a nothing type of partner. I'm telling you, listen, there's so many people I meet. I'm telling y'all, my nephew he got like the day school was out from graduation, he already had a new job. He done bought some more cars from the auction. He done flipped some cars. He's sitting there with 10K reserved in the account. And he was saying, yeah, a lot of these people don't want to hang out. I said, baby, they ain't doing nothing. Baby, they ain't doing nothing. Some of them did go to college. Some of his friends did go to college. But I'm like, baby, some of these people is at their house playing video games all day. And you having money in your pocket and doing motion. They don't know what to do with themselves. You buying yourself a new car at 18. They don't know what to do with themselves. They shocked that you still moving and grooving. So you have to be smart, because you got to realize this is where it's happening. You're noticing now that the slugs are getting away from you. I had to tell them that's all that is y'all graduating high school and y'all not having to see these people every day. You cannot beat groups one-on-one. I'm telling you, when men be like, I'm a lone wolf. I'm like, brother, you just have bad social skills. Just tell on yourself. You got bad social skills, brother. That's all that is. You'll be all right. Now let me show you this. Let me keep it moving because I got some stuff to show y'all. I'm trying to keep it pushing. Where is it at? Okay, so this, I've told y'all about this guy before. I'm gonna show it again. First, let me show this African thing. And I ain't gonna go too far into the African thing, but I want you to see it because they already plotting.
Transform everything. You're not only talking about the large population, but if you look at the age of the population, average age of the population in a place like Japan is 47. Western Europe, it's probably late 30s. West Africa, it's 18.
Yeah.
So the future definitely belongs to West Africa.
The Guardian reported that in the near future, a quarter of the world's population will be African. Yeah. Firstly, what are your thoughts on this? And the second part of this question is, how do you think it will impact things such as geopolitics, business, and ultimately the economy?
I think it's going to transform everything. You're not only talking about the large population, but if you look at the age of the population.
Now I'm gonna do a whole video on Africa and France because I think it's super important. I don't think people understand what's happening in front of them. They move it in groups. They move it in groups, and it's gonna be very important. Demographics matter. Now this is another one I've talked to y'all about. I'm gonna share it again.
Over $100,000 to do my MBA at UT Austin. So come with me to campus to tour the MBA building. So the entire building is 5 floors, plus a secret ballroom in the basement. And when you walk up to the building, there's a huge courtyard where we do all of our tailgates with a bunch of different terraces and greenery. And when you walk inside, there's a massive staircase with a huge open lobby where we do some of our larger indoor events, a stock trading room, a cafe right next to the lobby, plus seating next to the cafe with lounge space, and a conference room for lunch meetings, a huge auditorium, private boardroom, a dedicated space for student startup founders, and a student-managed real estate investment fund room. Plus, in the basement, we have an MBA-only gym with the locker room that we use to get ready for interviews. There's another huge hangout space on the second floor, and the MBA student lounge with more seating, ping pong tables, call rooms, and an outdoor terrace. And the top 3 floors all have massive classrooms with elevated seating, a bunch of study rooms with TVs that you can reserve, with a unique look on each floor, study booths, and oversized lockers. There's also a tech rental space for cables and podcast equipment, an executive MBA space with their own coffee and buffet setup when they're on campus, a private event space with views of the tower, and another buffet setup, and one of the biggest terraces in the building where most of us hang out for lunch or to study, with access to a staircase that leads to the 5th floor terrace and event space with almost 360-degree views of Austin, and of course a private terrace on the other side. And finally, the recruiting suite for our interviews. But what do you think? Would you pay over $100,000 to go to school here? I'm paying over $100,000 to do my MBA at UT Austin. So come with me to campus.
All right, now you're gonna say, well, I ain't paying no $100,000 for that. I want you to understand when I just play this video, what does this mean? This video is showing you all these people who are in this space. In about 5 years, what you're going to have. And I don't know if you ever look at Stanford. I don't know if you look at UCLA. I don't know if you look at Berkeley and all this stuff. They have bragging rights to say, oh, we have this many businesses created from this school. UT Austin already has that. I couldn't find the website link again. Like they sent it to me in the email and I was like, I can't find it. But essentially there is several YouTube channels where the guy ran around Austin interviewing people who went to UT Austin and started a startup and are in Austin and also making millions of dollars. Two of them sold like their tech company to Dell. One of them sold their tech company to Apple. Okay. And I just want you to understand, like, this is all that is. This is a space in the south of the country that is just going to be elbows rubbing elbow. You're basically paying $100K to be in this room to partner. That's what you're in this room for. If you're in this room and you in the UT Austin MBA is different. You have to have 3 years working experience. So you don't just come from undergrad and then hop into this MBA program. It doesn't work like that. This MBA program wants you to go work somewhere for 3 years. And it better be somewhere like it better be like Howard and Stearns. It better be Edward Jones. It better be some type of technical sales, because that's the only way you're going to get in here. Okay. And so that's why their MBA program is different, but also they're doing that on purpose because they want to come back in 5 years and go, oh yeah, University of Texas Austin MBA program has created over 100 startup companies that do over $7 billion, right? Whatever their aim is, there's a number they're aiming for, right? Okay. And this is the next level up. These people aren't coming back to go to work. And I'm trying to say it in a nice way. These people in this program who've been lounging all day inside that building, they're not coming back to go be at your office to be your manager. If something financially goes wrong, or their wife gets pregnant, or their girlfriend's like, we got to get married and have kids, then they will. But 90% of these people are people who are going to go buy somebody else's business. They're going to go buy some of these boomer businesses, and they're going to be like, like, now you're going to look up and you and your coworker like, this is the new owner of the company. You know, they're not just going to go own some Chipotle's and stuff. Like, they're going to go buy some of these other businesses where you're at work doing office typing, and all of a sudden they're like, this is the new owner. What? He's 32. He's 30. He's 35. What are he doing owning this business? Because I keep telling y'all, the SBA lending is saying you only need 10% down on a $1.5 million business. The guy who owns your company right now, he tired. His back hurt. His wife getting on his nerves, and somebody tell him they can give him a $1 million, $3 million, you know, to go to Exxon, ride off into the sunset. He's taking it. And again, it's going back to necessary services. That's the shift. Is this a necessary service for my office? Is this a necessary service for my house? And again, the average person don't know how to do anything. I'm not trying to be funny. I have tenants in one of our properties. There's a hallway light. It's by their door, their front door. All they have to do is open the top and put a new light bulb in, and the hallway light will be on. Do y'all know they did an emergency 1 o'clock in the morning work order? And my property manager busted out laughing on the phone. He was like, do you know they put a work order in for the hallway light that's right by their door? I was like, baby, these young people don't know how to do nothing. They don't want to even try. They like, I can't do the light bulb. I can't. Somebody help. It's dark at night when I came home. So you came home from the club. You turned on the light, and there was no hallway light. And so you like, help. I'm sorry. So, y'all don't know how funny this was to me when a property manager was like, did you see that? I said, I saw it. I want you to understand, there is such a bottom floor for a handyman, for anybody who's like, I can fix things. There's such a bottom level floor where these people don't even know how to fix light bulbs or stoves or anything, that there's a lot of money going to be made in that level, because people are like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to connect. Right. Or the plugs in the unit, you know, you have the little button where you push the button to reset the socket. Like maybe you plugged your blow dryer up and your hair straightener, and the socket don't work because you forgot to push the little button to reset it. Do y'all know what I'm talking about on the plug? Do you know what I'm talking about? I know I'm messing up the words, but it's a little button. You push it and it like poop and it resets, and you can plug your stuff back into that socket and try again. I'm telling y'all, it's the bar is low. So there's going to be, yes, GFCI. Thank you so much. I was struggling to think of the word, but I couldn't think of it. I want you to understand, all these apartments and houses where people can't even like, I didn't even think to watch YouTube University. I didn't think how to change this stuff. Baby, it's so much money going to be made on a bottom level where some people are elderly. That is true. Some people just can't reach it. That is true. Yes, the red button, the black button. Some people are just incapable, right? Some people are disabled. There's going to be so much money for that there's a space for Latino and Black men who just do handyman services. It's going to be millions because there's just a generation of people like, I don't even know how to do that. Well, did you look online? Did you look at anything? Did you read? Nope. They're just going to call for help. So I just want you to understand that's the bottom. Okay. That's the bottom. The middle are people like, how can I go to a job and do bare minimum? Okay, you got that level. Then you got another part of the middle, like, yeah, I got to go to work and I really got to type these reports and I really got to finish this paperwork. I stayed up last night at 2:00 in the morning, copying and pasting together a report that I knew this person could have done, right? Like, why am I paying you when I'm up at 2 a.m. putting this paperwork together, right? And I just want you to understand, you're going to be doing the work of people who just like are absent-minded. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying not to call people dummies. My mama said that's not nice. But I want you to understand that's what you're competing against. So these kids that you put in this incubator to think on how to buy, that's all they're learning every day. How to buy somebody's business, okay? How to run it as a manager and how to get the financing to do it. It's next level up. Like they're being taught to not fear. Oh, I don't have any money. Guess what? I'm meeting people in one of the masterminds I'm getting ready to join. I had to pay $15K to get in it. Well, I got a discount. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's $15K, but I got a discount because I live in Austin, and they were like, "Oh, girl, you down the street? Here, pay $9K and keep it pushing." In that group, somebody was like, "Oh, I found this business for sale for $1 million, but oh, I don't have the 10%." 3 people were like, "No problem, we'll go in half, long as somebody else manages it." $50K to take over a company, that's an easy walk. Some of these kids, if their parents are allowing them and scholarships paying them $100K to be at this school, this MBA program, all they're going to do is just, hey, let's partner together, me and you, and buy this. Oh, okay, cool. That's what's happening right now. It's just paperwork. Even if you're in the inner circle, we'll talk more about this, but I just did some paperwork combination the other day. And I was like, that's it? And now we have this? Awesome. Perfect. But I literally the past 48 hours to 72 hours have had to do legwork for other people because they're just like, oh, you need that right now? I'm like, I need it right now. I need it done today. Not tomorrow, today. When are you going to do it? Oh, I didn't realize you need it right now. I need it right now. I need it right now, baby. What's taking so long? So let me get out of this one. I have another one I was going to show y'all. Let me see if I can pull it up. Where's that? I'm living frugally, putting back as much as my 6 income for investing. Is killing the people that know me. Teresa, keep doing it. Because it's not forever. It's maybe a year or 2. A lot of people think, oh, I gotta save $100 every day for the rest of my whole life. And I'm like, no, there's a way to get around that, but only if you want to. I'm here for the demographic. Listen, it's shifting. It is an incubator. It really is. You're competing against people who are they're not even talking about going to work like that. I was just in Austin a couple weeks ago and ate at this restaurant called Jeffrey. The people coming through there were impressive. I noticed that everybody was successful or going to be successful. It's that kind of city. And it's like, it's fun. It's a fun city. So red button and black. I was just at ATL this weekend for a meeting. ATL, y'all need to get prepared for how the world is about to move. I'm telling you, Dr. Dix, me and you got to talk offline anyway, but I'm just telling you, I have parents of people who have kids and family members getting NLI money calling me. How do we talk to this boy? How do we convince him to do this and that? I'm like, you telling him to save, he not listening to you. Don't tell, I will just put in some bank CDs and just save the money. You need to be telling him, we're going to go to this financial conference tomorrow. This week, when you're not in training for basketball, you're going to be inside this Zoom meeting. This capital that you're receiving from this school in the form of NLI at this baby tiny college of $400,000 lump sum you're getting. What we're going to do, and what the schools have started to smarten up. Some of the NLI people in the collaborative groups have started to smarten up and pay the kids weekly. And I can't tell too many people's business, but they've noticed some of the kids are from these poor environments and don't understand how money works. So instead of giving them lump sum $400,000 or $200,000, like this one person that called us, they're giving them like $5K a week. And the kid's like, yeah, I got 5K, you know, and it's like, baby, they're babying this money out to you because they know you don't know what to do with it. So don't be out here. I'm gonna go buy some crypto. Please don't get on the phone and be talking about some crypto. Nothing wrong with it. It's a good venture. Go call May 5 or somebody else. But I want you to, for you, let's stack you up. Let's get you 4 or 5 books we need you to read. Let's get you some bank CDs. Let's put some money in some REITs at 12% returns. Let's put you over here and just small, little bit, feeding them a little bit, because I know what's happening. And before it's all over with, he won't know. You know, when you leave this school, if you don't get picked up by any of these teams, you got to go play basketball overseas, Korea, somewhere, like several kids are doing right now. And then now you got to do a new money system. But this 5K a week is going to end at some point in time. It's going to end. And these schools now are trying to figure out, okay, how do we manage these kids who are getting this money? Educate them. And I don't mean your raggedy school curriculum. I mean real financial education. But if they get you, if you're too smart, then you won't stay and play for that school. Because then you'll know that doesn't make sense, right? So I'm gonna keep it rolling. So let me pull this one up. And if you guys are understanding what I'm saying, just drop a 1 in the comments so I kind of know you're following. If you're not, it's okay. It's all right. I can re-explain a better way. Let me see here. I'm about to bore y'all. Okay, let me see if I pull it up. God, I be having like too many windows open. Hold on. I'm getting it to y'all. I'm getting it to you. Give me a second. Dang. Sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. Dang, man. Hold on. Okay. Gosh, dog. I can't find my one video I want to show y'all. I thought I emailed it to myself. Oh, wait. I'm going to show you this one and then I'm going to show you the other one. Why I keep telling y'all about, I know y'all tired of me talking about working with farmers and vegetables and stuff. And I know y'all be like, well, Erica, why you keep talking about this? I'm going to show you this right here. Now, y'all know the government shut down. And so everybody's like, the government shut down, Erica. I know. But this is important right here. Let me play this for y'all.
And Big Tobacco, R.J. Reynolds and stuff has perfected the ability to put a human vaccine into tobacco products.
Chairman Clements.
And is that even legal to do in the state of Tennessee, to sell those with a vaccine in them?
You recognize?
Well, I'm not arguing that point. What I'm saying is there is no law deeming those that when you go into a grocery store, you should know as a consumer, this head of lettuce is a head of lettuce. The head of lettuce right next to it could contain a vaccine in it. All we're saying is if it does have the vaccine in it, make sure it's listed as a pharmaceutical so people can get the proper dosage.
You recognize?
Thank you. Well, my question is right now, can you walk into a grocery store and there be a head of lettuce for sale that has a vaccine in it? I don't think that's allowed under state law presently. And if it is, and you have to list it as a pharmaceutical, are we going to then have Walgreens pharmacists with a refrigerated section? I mean, how's this going to play out?
You recognize?
Thank you. This is more of a consumer protection bill right here, is to make sure that if you...
Can you give me an example of a food that's a vaccine?
You recognize?
Yes. University of California, Riverside has already perfected the ability to put human vaccines into our lettuce right now. Also tomatoes has the ability to do that also for UC Berkeley. And then Big Tobacco, R.J. Reynolds and stuff has perfected the ability to put a human vaccine into tobacco products.
Chairman Clements.
And is that even legal?
Okay, I just wanted to share that with you because I think y'all would be like, Eric, keep talking about farms all the time. Why you keep talking about farms? I want you to understand why there are about 25 and then another 50 group of football players who just bought another farm out in Oregon and another group that bought farms out in Texas. And I keep trying to get y'all to understand that like real economic next level people, they will not. Martha Stewart doesn't get her meat from the grocery store. Okay. Martha Stewart is rich and in her 80s, but she doesn't get her meat from the grocery store. Okay. A lot of these people are not going to, when you start looking at some of these athletes, like, man, they look so fit, they look great. They don't get their meat from the grocery store. We knew a guy who played for the Miami Dolphins. He sat on the bench for 4 years, really almost 5 years. And then he went on the practice squad for 1 year. He got his food from a farmer in Upper Florida. Okay. The guy would cut the cow and he already had a deal with some other football players and brought the meat down. We aren't eating the same quality of stuff. Now, I would go into a whole rant, but I want to tell you there's about 10 business owners that were doing speaking circuit. They were speaking on stages in 2020. Okay, exactly. It's disgusting. It should be illegal. It should be a stamp. Right now they're letting pink slime in with the meat too. I don't know if y'all know that too, but they're letting pink slime that got renamed, and they're letting it in the hamburger meat in the stores right now. So I do all this to tell you this. Like when I go to my friend's farm that we get our cow from in Shreveport, it's an hour from Shreveport. I'm gonna take a video so y'all can see. We're gonna do a commercial out there, but I just want you to understand what's happening. Right when you're eating at the store and your kids are constantly sick, and then you don't know what's going on, and now you're coming online getting stuff. I know about 10, and I would say 10 that I know them. I've seen them on speaking stages, but there's about 15. They all have supplements. They all have health products. People are like, oh, people just trying to make money off supplements. No, they started talking to each other like, do you feel run down? Me too. And then they started making these supplements. And so that's an active cash business. Like many of these people out here are going to have active cash businesses, and they're going to move, even the white collar guys, they're going to move from white collar to buying businesses and buying real estate, and they'll be that new 9.9%. And if you've noticed, the new money's kind of goes to Florida 30A. New money goes to certain places. Right now, I showed y'all, and I keep putting it on the community wall. One of the guys that took the Vikings cruises in Europe, every location they're getting robbed and assaulted. And you may say, oh, well, that's just their experience. No, literally, that's very common in parts of Europe. Unless you're going to parts of Europe where it's very wealthy and it's disincentivized for you to harass the tourists, you're going to have a hard time. That's why when people say, I'm going to be a passport bro, and I'm like, good luck, right? The passport bro is going to some places where you're looked at as money, as the economy. If America's having a struggle economy and Europe's having a struggle economy, and you think you're going to go to Vietnam, Thailand, the Middle East places, parts of Africa where they are literally actually killing Nigerians, Christian Nigerians right now, like stuff is actively happening, and you think because you're American, you're going to go there and ball out on $2. Good luck. That's not happening right now. We're at a next level up change. There's a very much changing of the guard right now. That is what's happening. Okay. I'm glad they were back safe. Congrats. So this right here, this one right here, I'll read it out loud to you. On the left is Antonio Brown. Okay. He's claiming bankruptcy. Antonio Brown, he had a hit that changed his life. I mean, like the difference in his speech, his thought process, and how he acted after that one hit that was just like triggering. Like these football players know there's a way that they're hitting each other that's just like it's taking folks out the game, right? When you see Tua in Miami with the shaking and convulsions, when you saw Russell Wilson get hit and he went shaking and convulsions, that's it. Get off the field, right? Tyreek Hill just got his leg alligator rolled, and they didn't find the player who alligator rolled his leg. He's 31. That's it. That's over. I don't think you understand. It's going to take 15 months for him to recover. He'll be in his 33, and it'll that's it. You know, I don't know how to say it to y'all in a nice way, but that's a wrap. That career is over. So him having 10 babies last year and his wife taking some money, like she better be glad she left now. Okay. She better be glad the divorce is finishing up right now. Because it's not all downhill from here, But it's going to be, he will literally have to actively fight the next 15 months where he's doing rehab every day to just be investing his money, not be stunting in Miami, not be driving cars, not be getting arrested, not be goofing off. Like, he would have to actively, for the next 15 months in that recovery window, I would just be talking to financial advisors because it's a wrap. It's done. Right? How do I take the money that I've been given, the millions of dollars I've been given, and set myself off for life? Because these baby mamas, these 9 women that I've had babies with, these white women, they gonna need new checks. So I don't want to be a story of, oh, I ran out of money. Right? Nah. That's what he needs to actively doing. But on the right is Saquon Barkley. I don't know if y'all been watching Saquon Barkley. I think I showed a video on here with Saquon Barkley it was on kind of Wall Street. It was like CNBC Squawk Talk or something. Oh boy, is set up like, whoo. Antonio Brown made 100K, 100 million. The other guy literally is so invested. Saquon Barkley is going to be rich for a long time. So, he's got less than 50,000 in assets and 3 million in debt, right? Money alone is not the answer. You have to be able to invest it. Barkley spent 30 million of his rookie contract on building business equity. He backed the payments app Stripe, okay, and made 10x return. He's also invested in Anthropic, Neuralink, and Polymarket. You don't need an MBA salary to do that. You don't. 5 years ago, he worked at JP Morgan Chase and I realized a high salary alone would not secure his family future. So I started buying local boring businesses. I didn't have millions of dollars to invest. Thankfully, you can buy one with little to no money. I followed the blueprint. Again, this is his website he's advocating. I don't want y'all to ever be like, Erica didn't tell me that man's website. Like, this is his website. Hold on a second. Sorry, I got a little fan over here. That's not fanning. Okay. Search for deals. Anyway, 100K per year, more cash flow, 5 years old, 500,000 to 3 million in price, right? Analyze the deal again. And let me be clear. When they talk about analyze the deal, you're going to have to analyze 2 to 4 of these every day you're going to have to analyze about 300 businesses before you find one you want to buy and be bothered with the owner and the people. Okay. And so again, optional, hire a CPA for 5% in future equity. That is always going to be a play. CPA, you need a CPA in your life. Send a simple email to the owner, blah, blah, blah. Y'all can read this on your own. Make an offer. Again, Live Oak Bank, Huntington Bank, I already know them. So anyway, long story short, SBA will give you 80% to 90%. SBA has been known for giving people 90%. But again, they're going to say 80% for the safe side. And you can buy these businesses. This is not rocket sciences, but this is what's happening. The deal is you're going to start seeing these people own 3 to 5 businesses. I was in Apex Entourage, and I see if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can pull it up. If I can pull up one of the Apex Entourage guys so you can see him. Hold on, let me see if I can. If it'll pull it up. And he had ended up buying. Let me see if I pull it up. He ended up buying like 3 roofing companies. And ended up buying more after that. It was kind of crazy. Let me see if I can pull up real quick. I ain't gonna stay too long. Because I know y'all got stuff to do. Let's see if I can pull it up. Okay, I think I got it. Man. Boy, I tell you. Okay, here he is. Let me see if I can put on.
The back office stuff. I was the one ordering materials. I was the one dealing with the insurance companies. I did every fucking aspect of the company. One, because I had to do it. I didn't have money for office staff. I didn't have money for all this. I had to lead by example out on the roofs. I needed to do my own deals so more profit went to the company. But then on the flip side of it, I needed to know my company inside and out and how every process worked.
All right. Here's Todd Price. You can go look him up on your own. 300 million in revenue. He went from jail. Y'all know white people be going to jail. I think y'all think it's just black people. White people be going to jail. Okay. And he is a decamillionaire in 6 years. Now you're gonna say, Erica, no, that's not possible. These people are lying. It's all gurus. It's all fake. No one can go from jail to millions of dollars. I can show you about 10 white boys who went to jail, came out, and they just got consistent. They didn't go ask their mama and daddies, what do you think? Do you think this will work if I do this business? No, they went and where people are there doing stuff. They went to the groups that are doing activities. They went to the people who are consistent in this business. They went through sales. And so I keep trying to tell y'all, this is next level up time. This isn't, oh, he made guru money. No, all them people y'all talking bad about right now, I wish I could share some behind the scene DMs and texts I'm getting from people. It's a bunch of these black people that y'all thought, oh, they were a guru and they back at work now. No, they not. They took their meal and they bought 2 or 3 boring businesses and they're keeping a low profile because you have to ask yourself 4 questions. And I tell y'all this, and I've probably told you in different ways, but you have to ask yourself 4 questions. What do I want to happen? Do I need to be on social making content to make it happen? That's 1. Number 2, what are we known for, right? What is this person known for? So if you know them for Turo app, trucking, or this or that, what are they known for? Okay. What do we have to do in order to be successful in the new thing? Okay. Number 4, what do I have to learn to get the outcome I desire? And if you didn't hear those 4 again, I'll try to read it again real quick. What do I want to happen? And do I need social media or content to make it happen? Number 2, what am I known for? Okay. Number 3, what do we have to do in order to be known for that new thing? Right. I may have misworded it the first time. Okay. Number 4, what do I have to learn to get that outcome? There is a place where they're giving out millions of dollars in the city, and the city got caught not using local licensed people. And same with Asia. When Asia's in Detroit, when these people are like, we need the licensed contractors to come out and get this money. There are some people who don't want to go through the government. They don't want to go through systems. They like what they're doing. They don't want to get licensed. So if you are the 1 or 2 people who are licensed, all of a sudden the city is calling you. All of a sudden people are working with you. Okay. I live in Texas. I didn't need no license, but I got this license and all of a sudden it opened up a $25 million door. Okay. I wish I could tell y'all more. I cannot right now at this time. Like, I love YouTube. I love all this. This is fun, but there's some other offline outdoor money that is waiting for your girl. She got to go get it. Okay. But this is official Todd. And you're going to say, well, how did he get the 300 million in revenue? Okay. Okay. He invested in Icon Mills, but I know most of his page is a lot of this, but if you actually go look up his information, he bought 5 other roofing companies. His roofing company, they had systems, they had SOPs. Y'all got to realize the average business owner y'all run into out here, they just winging it, right? Unless they go to Grant Cardone training or some of these trainings and feel like, man, I need to get my stuff together. They are winging it. Okay. Right. He's got business owners and they're like, how can I get in coaching with you? Oh, it's going to cost you $20,000 to $50,000 for me to do one-on-one. I'm busy. Oh, who can afford that? People that's going to sign up here. That's who can afford it. Y'all gonna be like, who's paying for coaches? Nobody's paying for coaches. A man that goes from out of jail to $300 million in 6 years, you gonna want to be in the room with him. You're gonna want to talk to him, depending on where you are. Depends on your life. I'm not gonna say everybody is gonna do the same thing, but it depends on your life. You see if I can find. No, I do not want to see his bodybuilding stuff. I've seen enough. Let me go up here. Here's the other guy I told y'all about. Anyway, he invested in Icon Mills. He had all this roofing stuff. I mean, you can see he's got tons of, and now he's focusing a little bit on the coaching, and you see that he doesn't post the roofing companies as much, but he's probably sold them to a, just to be honest, he probably sold it to a hedge fund. Iconic Meals. I mean, again, a lot of these people, y'all think I'm joking about the supplement industry and meal prep. These are easy businesses to start. And a lot of people are not eating well. They're not healthy. Oh, can y'all see this tab? You probably can't. Here you go. There you go. Can y'all see the tab? And you're going to make a lot of money. They're going to make, and this money is active money. All right. The supplement stuff is active money. Okay. Let me read some of y'all comments and keep it pushing. That lady was just kidnapped in Tunisia from the hotel. That lady was kidnapped in Michigan from a job interview at Crackle Barrel. And they found her alive, tied up in a truck, going to California. Okay, you can be tied up anywhere. Dudes walking around a third world country looking like a whole meal and a dessert. This reminds me when I was growing up in the 80s when the world was not safe. He'll be lucky to be able to walk normally after injury. That's what I'm telling you. Like Tariq's whole mindset shouldn't be what we do in this football season. His whole mindset should be who's the nearest financial person I can go be friends with, and we're gonna talk every day. That's it. That's it. I don't know how to explain it to you in a nice way. But that should be his main focus. Okay, let me show you this one right here. The same thing with this guy right here. He took some of his stuff down, but he was on drugs. He was on the drugs, went to jail for a second, came out, got a job in roofing. Now owns multiple roofing companies. Does a lot of woo, I'm gonna be careful. Dude does a lot of coaching now, right? Made millions of dollars. And he said, people said, why are you wearing a suit? He was like, you dress how you want people to talk to you. Okay, I want you to come on. Go look it up. Look it up for yourself. I can show you countless people who are, unfortunately did drugs, but that's part of their story. That's however God want to use them, and now they're doing this. So I just want you to understand what's happening, what's coming through the door, what's changing quickly. The next level of people are up. They're just up, and it's time. So you'll start seeing it. Let me see if he got the tag. Is he tagged in that other video? He's tagged in a bunch of stuff, but not the one I want to show y'all. When I'll be wanting to show y'all some cool stuff. Can't want to do it. All right. Hold on a second. This is the last one. Anyway, y'all know the Home Depot story. They were fired at 49. Back then, that's what 49 looked like. These new 49-year-olds look 20-something, but this is 49 back in the day, okay? That's what it looked like. Looked like somebody pop, okay? Bernie and Arthur, they built Handy Dan into 80 stores. Then a corporate power struggle ended it all. Both were fired, both were broke, both were eliminated. Well, guess what they did? They went and they decided, guess what? They were, every company didn't want them. They said we can start our own thing, okay? Friends advice said, don't waste energy on revenge. Build something better, okay? And they did. Boom. They built, you already know. Investment banker Ken Legon raised $2 million. 2 empty stores in Atlanta, okay? Hot Atlanta, 60,000 square feet. All right, Home Depot was born. Y'all know what time it is. Grand opening. Okay, almost nobody came. That can be embarrassing. It is what it is. Okay. Hold on, I'm seeing. Oh, no. Stop it. When you're trying to show something, maybe tripping. Okay. Boom. Right? Then boom. Day 3. Customers' door was working out the door. It was going crazy. All right. Boom. They were the number 1 chain. By 1990, guess what? Handy Dan was broke, bankrupt. The student crushed the teacher. Okay. Now this is them. I think he died. He died like last year. Anyway, they're billionaires. 2,300 stores, 4,700 employees. You already know it. They invest in a lot. He invests in a lot. He in the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know what he got to do, but them Atlanta Falcons need to get it together. Okay. But it's possible. It's possible. Okay. I understand it is still good to have healthy cynicism of some of those claims of some of those groups. People need to do their due diligence. For sure, Mr. Andrews, for sure. I'm not going to tell y'all not to have any skepticism. I'm just saying the data is there. There's several men who have come out of jail and boom. Like I'm talking about boom with a hammer, just hit the ground running because the average person is doing below minimum opportunity. Again, remember what I told y'all in the beginning of the video. It's hard for one person to beat 20 people. You got a team of 20 people running around a city trying to grow one company every day like it's their job, like for real hardcore. It's hard to beat 20 people versus one guy. Very hard. right? If you just got 3 people running around the city, it's very hard. Like I am, me and the 2 other people on my team, we went over to an area in North Carolina and boom, everybody's like, okay, what do you need? And so it's reaping and sowing. It's the law of averages. It's the law. I did a whole laws of the universe out here before on this channel. I'm not going to do it again because I got the record. Y'all can just go watch the replay or whatever. But it's important to understand, like, the reason you're like, oh, I'm skeptical of that, because the average person's a lazy asshole. They're lazy. They don't study. They don't produce. They don't do anything. They talking about where the pizza at, where the club at, where the hoes at. Let's drink, let's smoke, let's do stupid stuff. The newest crop of people coming through, if they're just paying attention, right? A lot of these people are doing social media for some active income real quick, and then they immediately take that income and go on to the next. Most of the people I'm seeing right now on social media, they're only doing it just enough to get clients and go on. Just enough. Get clients, have some exposure, have some social credibility, and go on. You can make 20 mil off the internet. You don't need the internet. It helps fuel the fire. But I can show you some people who, are constantly moving and grooving. Now, if you're this October, October 24th to 26th, if you're in Houston or near Houston, I'm going to put up the tickets for I'm at like 5 to 10, because I don't want to overcrowd our inner circle folks. But the people that are behind the scenes showing us the stuff they're showing us, they doing it. They still building houses. They're still flipping property. Stuff is still moving. Money is heavily moving in this marketplace. So you have to decide where you want to be in this spectrum of activity, right? People are still making money. It's not a recession for people who keep it moving and have paperwork, who just know how to fill out paperwork and follow up on phone calls. It's not a recession for them, right? So that's just all I wanted y'all to convey with this. Just next level up. A lot of these NLIs, you got kids getting NLI from schools you never heard of, right? There's one white boy, he done bought a farm and built other stuff. He done came in his town and built shops. The kids who play sports, who can just think a little bit, right? Dedication is important. Focus to the sport is important. God, I wish Kobe would have lived, because we've been talking about him on stock market every day on TV. He'd have been on TV talking on the stock market often. There is a level of, if you have the capital and you are already a gritty person and smart and creative, you're sliding into the next. So, I mean, that's the best way I can say this. I don't want to drag this show out, but that was the point of today's show, is like, next level, we're here. Next level, we're here. I hope y'all paying attention how people are moving out here in this economy. And if you're not, God bless you. I wish you the best. Some of y'all might just need a job. Again, this happened the other day. OpenAI. Does anybody know what OpenAI is? I'm gonna show this and I'm gonna close it out. See if I got this right. This is a job they just posted on OpenAI.
To pass to account executives. But you can tell that it's actually a BDR SDR role because it's focused on contacting quality inbound leads and creating opportunities to pass to account executives. But you can tell that it's actually a BDR SDR role because it's focused on contacting quality.
Sorry. He was saying basically OpenAI just opened up a $220,000 BDR tech role sales job. Now people are like, oh, I don't know if I can get that. But literally it's just phone calls.
Your college career.
It's just phone calls.
OpenAI decided to call it an account associate role. And on LinkedIn, it already has over 500 applicants. OpenAI decided to call it an account associate. OpenAI has a $160,000 to a $220,000 BDR SDR tech sales position on their website with unlimited time off and 20 weeks of paid parental leave. OpenAI has a 160.
Okay, why did I share that? Why am I closing it out with that? There's still going to be opportunities. There's still going to open doors. Is next level up. The people that are already in white collar spaces, they're trying to figure out, how do I go buy a few more rentals and how do I buy a few businesses so I can kind of pivot out of here. So I don't have to be working 60 hours a week. I'm out of here. I'm good. I'm gone. That is what's happening. Real estate, anybody Black that is telling you to avoid real estate, I want you to be extra skeptical. That is where the millions are made. That is where so many millionaires are made. There are several Black African-American people who are doing crazy, radical numbers off real estate. And We need all kind of business owners. We need all kind of business people in our community for sure. We need all type of people to be in healthcare, and there's a countless levels of people we need you to be out there working. And that's what you're going to do. But you don't have to work the lowest, poorest job just because you're Black. You don't have to be in spaces that people hate you. You can take your power back by having investments, by having opportunities, and just paying attention that the next level is happening right now. Like it's literally just a group of people sliding up to the next level right now as we speak. And that's what I had for y'all today. So have a great night. Have a great day. Have a great afternoon. God bless y'all. I hope y'all win out here. Thank you, Ray Gunn, for donating to the channel. Thank you, Mr. Patrick Dix. Patrick Dix will come and do another show if he's got time coming up. I don't even know if I have time. If I get this paperwork done, I should have enough time to do a show. But yeah, I look forward to some of y'all seeing some of the stuff we've been working on behind the scenes. It's been a blast. So anyways, you guys, this is your girl Erica from the Classic Line Blog. You guys have a great day. You've probably been seeing these commercials for Middleman to Millions course. What is Middleman to Millions? We're teaching so many people how to have service businesses. The upcoming year, one of the fastest growing businesses you will see are service businesses and digital businesses. Why is that? Because so many things need repairs, need maintenance. And guess what? We have a shortage of men and also women who could do things. Listen, I'm not the best with a hammer, but I know I can gather a crew of people to get things done. And that's what I've done with 2 of my service businesses. And that's what I'll be teaching if you check us out in the Middleman to Millions course. And look forward to us on the road with Digital Liberty Tour 2024. It's Erica Williams.